on the radio, building dreams and achieving more, telling it just like it is. Most of all, keeping it real. Are you ready for real talk? Changing lives and communities. Real talk. Saving all our families. Real talk. Bringing hope for you and me. Real talk. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Real Talk with Judy live radio show. I am Dr. Judy Mandrell, your Real Talk host, and I want to thank you so very much for being with me on this beautiful Tuesday morning, March 23rd, 2021, Women History Month, right here on Hallelujah 95.3 FM, Facebook Live, Instagram, YouTube, and the Real Talk with Judy radio show. I want you to take a few minutes on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, if you would, and give me some hearts. Give this show some hearts. Go ahead and tag and share right now because it is going to be a great, great show simply because we have some great, great women and a great host. And if you're at your desk or wherever you are, I want you to hurry up. Contact your family and friends. Call them and get them on, text, email them and let them know that Dr. Judy and the Real Talk with Judy is on, the Real Talk radio show is on, talking about real issue with real people who have been there and done that, real conversation and useful information, just keeping it real with Dr. Judy. It's on the air right now. So again, hurry up. Go ahead and remind people that we are on so they can get on here. I see you coming on, and I want to say thank you so very much. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would like for you to do so. Go ahead and subscribe today at Real Talk with Judy live radio show. That's on YouTube. Also, if you have not liked my Facebook page, would you go ahead and do that? That's at Real Talk with Judy. Also, to all of those who are coming on, thank you so very much. See, my sister from Fort Lauderdale, Kawana's right. Angus Holden, he is from Scotland. That's my brother-in-law. He is my PR person over there in the UK. Want to thank him so much. Tamika Hartley, Pearl Williams, Kimmy Johnson. To everybody, thank you all so very much for tuning in. I want to say hello to my mama. Hello, Mama. That's Dr. Irma Hunter Wesley, and she's the reason I am who I am. And to my awesome husband, Dr. Jeremy Mandrell, the senior pastor of Life Changers, he is the reason I get to do what I do. And of course, to this amazing team who helped me to produce such award-winning show every Tuesday to give to the audience, I want to say thank you. And to the greatest audience everywhere. That is the Real Talk with Judy live radio show audience. Thank you for tuning in to the Real Talk with Judy show. To all of the business investing partners, and you will see them scrolling down to the bottom of the screen. And I want you to patronize them and just remember their names as you're going. Hello to my baby sister, Carolyn. Hello. And to all of you, want to thank you. I personally want to invite any of you who have not become an investing partner. I would want to invite you to do so by going to my website. That's realtalkwithjudy.com and see how you can invest into this show. It will bless you. It will bless us. So for the month of March, I have had the distinct honor of being co-host by one amazing woman in our city who's doing some amazing things. She's a woman on a mission. She's a CEO and founder of Swellcorn and co-founder of Women Wednesdays. Her company, Swellcorn, is a new type of buy local cashback platform designed to restore and increase small and local business spending, keeping more jobs in the local money and prosperity in communities. With Women Wednesday, her commission is to grow and share the talents of women in spaces and places by increasing participation of women in places of opportunity. She is a wife, proud mother of two, and has made Tallahassee, Florida her home for over 25 years. I would like you to welcome again a great co-host, my friend and sister girl, Miss Barbara Westcott.
Hello, Judy. It's so nice to be here with you today. And I was thinking, I'm so proud to be your sister. And I'm thinking, you have more sisters than anybody. You have the beautiful sisters that you grew up with. But like last night and on so many occasions, you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sisters that you're bringing together, sister girls. So it's just an honor to be with you and work together and making Tallahassee and other places just awesome places for women.
Yes, this is going to be awesome, Barbara. I thank you so very much. And we had over 100 women registered last night. I can't wait till we come face to face. I have had requests to do a Real Talk Sister Girls in other cities. And I think it's doable. I think we can make that happen. We're going to go to Fort Lauderdale. My sister in Scotland want to come to Scotland. I had one of the commissioners to reach out and said, let's bring it to Orlando. So what we're doing right now, everybody, we're on Zoom. So we're building every area right now. If everybody get on right now, we're building every area. This is great. So we're going to be all over the world.
Absolutely. It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. And you know what? It's going to be a lot of fun too.
That's what it's all about, Barbara, just having fun. Again, to all of those who are chiming in, thank you so very much. If you would, go ahead and share now. Go ahead and tag, get other people on. This show is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Today, I have 6 awesome women who are worthy of celebration. And it is my honor and pleasure to present to some of you and introduce to others my distinguished guests, women worthy of celebration. Please welcome my first guest, a community advocate, Ms. Doris Dixon Strong.
Hello, everyone. I am humbly happy to be on the show today. Thank you so much, Dr. Judy, for the invite.
Oh, Ms. Doris, it is so good to have you on here. We are excited. My next guest is a heart set and mindset mentor. Welcome, Ms. Judy Light.
Thank you, Dr. Judy. And I feel honored and I'm very grateful to be on here. So thank you so much.
Oh man, this is awesome. This is awesome. Boy, we got a big audience cheering for you all over the world, from all over the world. They are happy. Next, the third guest is the owner of Century Self-Service Storage. Please welcome Miss Pamela Ridley. Hello, Miss Pam. I think she's on mute, but she'll be right back with us. My next guest is the founder and executive director of Beehive Elite Incorporation. Please welcome Miss Sheena Christie. Welcome, Miss Sheena.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for having me.
We're so glad to have you. We're so glad to have you. My fifth guest, man, I'm so excited to have all these amazing women. The fifth guest
Thank
is
you.
the director of administration at the Florida Commission on Offender Review. Please welcome my sister girl, my friend. Sometimes I think we're twins, the one and only, Ms. Gina Gacoma.
Oh, I am super happy about being on the Real Talk Judy live show. What a special day this is going to be, and extra special that it's during Women's History Month.
Yes, yeah. Gina, pronounce your last name for me.
Giacomo.
Giacomo. Giacomo. I just call her my sister. Yeah, Miss Gina.
That'll work.
Yes, ma'am. Last and certainly like not least, my final guest is absolutely amazing. She is Miss Kat King. She is the director, I believe, of the Florida. Come on, Miss Kat. Come on, bring yourself in, Miss Kat King.
Thank you so much, Pastor Judy. It's such an honor to be with these amazing women on the screen. Wow, what a great day.
Yeah, this is absolutely amazing. I am so honored to have all of you all with me. Again, to all of our audience by way of radio, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Thank you all so very much. Y'all are getting shout outs on here. Sheena Erica Ford says, hey, Sheena Sampson, Christy, and y'all are getting some good shout outs on here. And so, audience, thank you for not counting it robbery to take time out of your day to come and celebrate each of these women. Each of you will receive a certificate of Women Work Celebration, and you will also receive a special gift delivered to you. Again, this is your day, a worthy celebration. So some of the people know you, some of the people listening know you, and some of the people do not know you. So what I'm going to do at this time, I want each one of you to share with us what you would like for the audience who do not know you to know about you, and then those who know you to celebrate who you are. Hello, Mama. Again, hello, everybody. Thank you all so very much for joining in. Come on, let's start with you, Miss Doris.
Hello, everyone. What I would like for people to know about me, that I'm very compassionate. I'm very compassionate. I have a passion for people. I just love people. And I love to be involved with organizations when it comes down to increase victim awareness and policy changes, when it comes down to crime survivors. And I also like to be involved with organizations that support and have advocacy when it comes down to mental illness, because both of those things have a piece of my heart. So I just like you to know that I just love people, and I love doing service in the community. It really makes my heart. It makes my heart just jumps when I'm in the community serving the people. So that's me.
Well, that's beautiful. I mean, we're so lucky in this community.
Yes, and one of the things, Miss Doris has a book that she's written, and this show won't allow her time to go really into the book. But Miss Doris, if you don't mind, would you just share like a snippet of it?
Okay, I wasn't sure whether you wanted me to share that part of it, but yes, I wrote a book, and it's called A Daughter's Journey to Forgiveness. I lost my father to murder from a domestic violence situation. And one thing I learned in that journey, I had a lot of bitterness and unforgiveness going on, because it was senseless. But in journaling and writing the book, I found out that there was other areas that I needed to forgive in, because I had bitterness and unforgiveness concerning that situation. But I learned I had other areas that I needed to forgive. And so with that journey, I started going into the prisons. I learned a lot about trauma. My family got a little upset with me when I first started going because they didn't quite understand. But what it is, I learned in the prison that they went through a lot of trauma, that they wasn't treated. And so I love my guys. I love my inmates. And people, I know people that are like, right, but I tell people that they're not the ones that murdered my dad. But like I say, I went on a journey with that book. I had even journaled when I was young, but I didn't realize what was going to happen. But a lot of my journaling went into the book. And even people ask me, how you are so detailed in your book. Well, it came from a lot of journaling that I did. But yes, I am an author.
Wow, that's when I first heard that story and her forgiveness of just someone who could murder her father and do that, and she's such a kind person. Ms. Dodge, thank you so very much. Ms. Judy.
Oh, yes. I just want to share briefly some of the significant experiences that I have had and continue to have that shape who I am and what I do. But it really started in a major way when I quit my full-time job at the Florida Department of Education. People thought I was crazy, but my spirit made me do it, and I've got to follow that spirit. And then that led me to my minister at Unity of Tallahassee, inviting me to speak at a Sunday service about my leap of faith. And I just said, gulp, yes, I can do that, and my knees knocking. And that led me to a 29 and still going year career as a lay speaker at Unity Churches. That's a non-denominational Christian church, but Unity Churches in Florida and Georgia and Alabama and Louisiana. And then because I faced those fears, I've faced a lot of fears through doing physical adventures in my life, through bungee jumping and parasailing and tandem skydiving, crewing on hot air balloons, firewalking with my bare feet, taking flying lessons in fixed wing and helicopter, and a few other things. But what I did was I used those experiences as touchstones to face my everyday fears, like picking up the phone and calling someone, telling someone how I feel, being on a radio show like this. And then significantly impacting me is my community volunteer work with the Community Connections Restorative Justice Program with teens. It used to be in Palmer Monroe Teen Center and now is on Zoom. But that has teens in it who are ordered to be there, they may be on probation, they could be referred by the schools, or they could be self-referrals. But it's so touching to me. They learn nonviolent communication right along with us volunteers. We all learn it together and practice it for 16 weeks, 2 nights a week. So I still can tear up with joy thinking of those teens and what a difference it made in their lives, seeing them from the day they came in and didn't want to be there till the day they left and were so happy and wanted to come back and volunteer. And then I've facilitated workshops in helping people to face their fears. And believe me, you don't have to do any of those things that I did to do that. It's just a shift in your mindset. But helping people to take leaps of faith and transitions, and helping people, guiding people to focus on their thoughts and their words, because those create their reality, and to be more positive with those. Being co-founder of the Tallahassee chapter of Women's Prosperity Network here in Tallahassee, and being a part of that actively for quite a few years, 7, 8, 9 years with Candy Parker, and watching those women go through that and blossom and bloom. Those have all been blessings. And then being a heart set, mindset mentor, where I teach people the power of their thoughts. Everything we do, our experience, our reality starts with our thought and the way we perceive it. So I help people look on the bright side with that. And then, of course, I love being part of Women Wednesdays and Sister Girls.
Yes. Wow, that is awesome. Barbara, she's taking some real thing, walking on fire, bare feet, and
Absolutely.
and all of that.
Yeah, she's just such a neat lady, and someone everybody should know. But I'm excited to hear from our other guests too. But I already know, like, I think this is an example of why it's so important for women to be empowered, because we've already seen that you just with our first 2 guests. There's just so many amazing women out there, and when you tap into that, it's incredible.
All right. Well, next we're going to have we're going to bring on next Miss Sheena Christie.
We lost her too.
Okay. So some of them are having technical difficulties, and y'all know how this internet is. It shows up and does what it wants to when it wants to. So at this time, we're going to hear from another powerful woman in the city, Miss Gina.
Gina,
My sister, look at our hair. We have the same hair. I love it. When I comb my hair, I always think about Gina. Gina, come on in and pronounce your last name for everybody with your beautiful self. Come on. You're muted. You're muted.
Oh. How am I muted?
Now you're unmuted.
I'm muted? Okay, great. Thank you. My last name is Giacomo, but Sister Girl is great. Tell you a little bit about myself. I consider myself fun, outgoing, pretty doggone adventurous. I'll do just about anything.
Yes.
I really enjoy connecting people. I'm passionate about women and girls, and have kind of interacted with a variety of different organizations or groups to hopefully further women and girls in our community. I absolutely love the diversity of people. People absolutely fascinate me.
Yes.
If I look around a room and I see a person that's the least like me, I will be the most interested in them and probably go sit next to them to get to know them or find more about. I wake up every day to serve others, and a bit of fun information is my license plate reads Carpe Diem, seize the day.
Oh, I was going to ask you, what did that stand for? That is amazing. Wow, you all are some absolute amazing women, and we are so glad to have you all on the show. As soon as Gina get back and Pam get back, we will have them to introduce themselves because we are honored to have them on as well. So Priscilla, you will just let me know when they get on. Miss Judy, Baroness Hunter said, that's my sister out of Scotland. She said, sound like you have experience with NLP. I don't know what NLP is. Cindy, what is NLP? Do you know what it is, Miss Judy? Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Miss Judy. She's telling us all about it. Miss Judy, unmute yourself.
I didn't realize I got muted. I am experienced with NVC, which is nonviolent communication, rather than NLP. So can't tell you that much about NLP, except I've experienced it a few times.
Oh, I don't even know. What is NLP? Anybody know?
Neuro-linguistic programming.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. And so we're gonna get ready in, Barbara. Let's talk to the ladies and let the ladies.
Well, let's talk. I know we're going to hear about Kat Keene tell about herself as well.
Oh yes, Kat, I got all into it. No, Kat Keene must tell us about herself, because she is the National Service Director for Florida Till Florida. So go ahead, Kat, tell us something about you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. For those of you that don't know me, I've lived in Tallahassee for 26 years. I'm originally from outside of Baltimore. I'm married to an amazing man named Michael, and we have an 11-year-old daughter. I have a background and degrees in cultural anthropology, in social work, and in business. And I love people, just like Gina and Doris shared, because I love our stories. I think it are our stories that really make us who we are.
Yeah.
When I was in college, I traveled to 11 developing countries, and including Kathmandu, Nepal, India, Brazil, South Africa. And it created me, it informed me, and it taught me that really we're all the same. Our similarities are so much larger than our differences. I'm a social worker at heart, and I love to help. My day job is working at Volunteer Florida, where I've worked for 10 years supporting an amazing team of people. And we collectively support AmeriCorps in Florida. AmeriCorps is a way for all Americans to serve their community and in return get a college scholarship, a living allowance, and job skills. And we support about a $27 million investment in Florida organizations every year so that AmeriCorps programs can be run supporting AmeriCorps members. And they solve community challenges with community service. Some of you also may know me from Sidewalk Talk. And recently I started Sidewalk Talk, which is a global community listening project here in Tallahassee. And I'm so glad to be with everybody.
Yay, that is awesome. That is awesome. Man, these are some amazing women, and those of you who are listening, please go ahead and tag and share, because we want, as Kat just mentioned, it's our stories that make us so intriguing and so inviting, and all of us are so different, which is absolutely amazing, Barbara. This is amazing.
It is. And I'm curious, like with Kat talking about, and everybody, the stories and the power of those stories. And I'm thinking like the individual power of each other's story. But then what happens? What do you think the power is, Kat, or any of the guests here, when you bring those stories together? The collective power of women. Just curious, like what you think about that.
Well, my first word that came to mind was healing. You know, just being heard, I think, is the greatest gift we can give people. So that was my first word that came to my mind. Bringing those stories together is healing. But I think it also changes the world. And it acknowledges both shared things and differences, and I think allows us to grow. So I think when you bring all those women's stories together, you know, it's unstoppable.
Anyone else?
This is Doris. I would like to add, I remember when I joined a group where I had to share my stories with other members of the group that had the same story that I had. And it was so powerful. It was so powerful because when I came to the group to tell my story, I actually went for help. And they said that instead of we helping you, you help us. So it was powerful. And it really made me feel good. I'm like, I come here for help, and you saying I'm helping you. So our stories are powerful.
Yeah, and we can't be afraid to tell them. Pam, welcome. Sheena, I see you coming in. Pam, tell us a little bit about yourself. Sheena, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, if it looks like we're not going to.
Hey, can you hear me, Miss Judy?
Yes,
Okay.
I can hear you very well. So just give us a little bit about you, Sheena. And they're gonna have to come back because they got some good stories. They got some good stories. So Gina, you had mentioned that if you see someone in the room that look different than you, or that's one of the person that you're gonna gravitate towards. Tell us about that. And you're muted.
Yeah. When I say look different, it could just be something, maybe the speaker spoke about someone in the room and they said they did something. Like I'll use Kat for example. When someone else was introducing Kat and about her background of her volunteer work, that fascinated me about her. And so I wanted to get to know her and understand her experiences. And it could be something I visually see or I hear, or it could even just be a personal feeling about how comfortable I feel around the person, or maybe just the opposite, how uncomfortable I feel, for all the more reason to get to know the person. And so I just really like, I've worked on the skill. I probably feels like my whole life, probably haven't been that smart to been doing it my whole life, but really work on that skill, and I find it to be absolutely fruitful in the phenomenal, fascinating people you'll meet if you just unpeel the onion, as I say. You know, some people's layers move a little quicker than other people's layers, but you just got to keep working at them because there's just so many gems of individuals out there.
Well, and I'm thinking too, like, so for me, you know, I'm learning so much already in this show because I think for me, I think about the collaborative power of women. I'm always thinking about that and all the talents and skills people have. But I don't think I always really think so much about their story. And that's probably the most important part.
Yeah.
So I just think it's really neat. And I think you all exude that, you know, like, you know, the whole person.
Yeah. Sheena, can you hear me? Sheena, can you hear me? Because you're showing up beautifully. You got a beautiful picture up. So let's ask this question to everybody. What would you say you give to make others empowered or feel better or hope? And just before you answer that, they really are trying hard. And I must give them kudos because that's what women do. We keep coming back, don't we? We keep showing up because we know that we have something to give. We know that we have something to offer. So we keep showing up. No matter what the interruptions are, we show up. We bounce back because we are women who persevere. Am I right, Sheena?
Yes, ma'am. How are y'all?
I knew you was coming. Go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey guys, everyone. I'm Judy, born and raised here in Tallahassee, Florida. I am a wife to Mr. Kenneth Christie, a mother of 4. My kids are Eddie, Jariah, Kenneth, and Mia. And then I also have a bonus daughter by the name of Lauren.
All right.
I have a wealth of experience in child welfare services as I've done foster care case management and child protective investigations. After I finished my time there, I came over and made my way to the school board. So I'm working in the elementary school as a bookkeeper. Also along that journey, I came into the love of dance and I started a youth organization called Beehive Elite. We cater to youth in grades K through 12, where we do all sorts of genres of dance, which include majorette, ballet, contemporary jazz, and tap.
Wow.
So that's Beehive Elite in a nutshell.
Wow, that is interesting. I think I would love to learn some tap dancing.
Come on, we got space.
I think that'll be a good thing for the sister girls to do, Barbara. We could go over there and learn how to tap dance. We could learn how to oh man, that sounds great. We can learn how to waltz. We can learn how to do a lot of things. What you say? What y'all say? So let's get on with this. I know Miss Pam's gonna bounce back in after a while, but we're gonna keep on going, and we're gonna have to bring her back at another time. That's what I'm gonna have to do with Miss Pam. What would you say that you give to make others empowered? What do you give to empower others? Make people better or to give hope to others? What do you give? Any one of you?
Okay, I'll start. I would say that I often encourage people to do what they love, do what they enjoy, just talking it out. You know, encouraging them, like if you have an idea in your heart, is if you think that there are obstacles that's going to keep you from doing it, there's always a way around obstacles. So if you have something, get it together in your mind, have a plan, find the resources of folks that can help you get it done, and just go from there. Because I'm more like, if you pick it up and put it down thinking like you're going to come back to it, like when I have something in my heart, I have to do it like right then. Like I can't sleep until my heart is at rest. Like I know that I've done every step that I can do for that day, and then I'll come back to it the next day. So just encouraging others that whatever you want to do, you can do it. Don't feel like you can't. Like to the naysayers, like just keep going and just have that encouragement to keep on going.
I love it. Would you put your information in the chat, Shanina, People asking for your contact for Beehive.
Okay, I will do that now.
All right. Anyone else?
This is Doris, and I would say empower and better and hope. I always say it's just to love people where they are, no matter what. You just love them.
Yeah.
I love that, Doris. And to build on that, for me, attention and celebration come to mind. I try to give people the full attention and recognizing like the whole person, not necessarily maybe some of the other things in the moment. And then celebration, because I want to recognize what's seen and also what's not seen, the unseen. There's so much work that women do that is unseen. So for me, like what I hope to give is attention and celebration.
Oh, wow. This is awesome. This is awesome, ladies. This is awesome. Gina, Judy?
Go ahead, Gina.
Okay, great. When to me empowered, I think about mentoring other women, and not just mentoring them, but following up and checking on them, where they are. I think the number one thing we're all saying is listening, taking the time to actually listen, and help them put things in perspective. And sometimes I just help them do it. I mean, just like, okay, we're going to do this. You do have somebody on your team. And then other times, I think empowering them as someone that may be more introverted, inviting them to be part of something you're doing, and them getting that empowerment where they might not have stepped out at that, would not have been a comfort zone, but because you brought them along, you've empowered them to have that experience.
Yes, yes. Miss Judy.
Yes, and building on what everyone has said, because I love it all so much, non-judgment and allowing people just to be who they are, which is just one form of loving. And then the active listening that has been mentioned. And I'm good at, I believe that we all have divine energy within us. We're all part of source, God, divine energy. And so I'm good at looking past what I call people's Halloween costumes, scary Halloween costumes, to see who they really are and see the good in them. And I've learned from that when I see the good in people, I'm able to, that helps draw it out, at least when they're around me. So that works. And then walking my talk, I've got to do that, and sharing my story has inspired people I've found. And service, doing whatever is needed. I love to serve others. I'm a connector. I'm guided to be a connector, a way shower, an uplifter, and a peacemaker.
Oh. Wow. You all are some amazing, amazing women. And it seems like we all have a lot in common, Barbara. We love people, and we care about each other. And I think that is amazing. And I am so honored again to have you all on here to celebrate you all, because some of these stories, I wouldn't even have known that you do this. How difficult, or either I find, to me sometimes, to just receive people and allow people to be themselves seem to be hard for some people. How could we better serve people where they are, or just love them or listen to them? What is the art of that for you?
Well, Dr. Judy, I feel like, being genuinely happy for others, doing things for them without expectation that they're going to do something back for you, and just giving them help in their specific needs. If you have a resource, or where to find a resource, then giving those resources to them that need them, like you guys have said, meeting them where they are, and letting them know you're not going to have all in the beginning. It's okay to ask for help. You know, I know times when I don't know something, I know somebody who knows something. So I'm gonna reach out where I can and get as much as I can from them. And so that way, if somebody comes around and need that same lending hand, then it's okay to just, we don't have to be in competition. I can genuinely do things for you. I'm an optimistic person, so I always see the good in everyone. Like, you can't tell me otherwise until that person actually shows me themselves that, okay, maybe they had their own agenda about something. But until then, like, everybody is just genuinely just trying to make it in life. We're all just trying to make it in our own purpose.
I'm loving this energy. I'm loving it. Ladies, go ahead, Gina.
What I've learned in nonviolent communication has helped me a lot with this is not to give advice unless someone asks for it. Or if I really feel like it might be important to get their permission first. But more often just to be a good listener and show empathy and understanding.
That was a good point, Ms. Judy. That's real talk. I have to learn that. Not to give advice unless asked for. I'm gonna have to learn that.
I have a way that I do that with possibility thinking. I'm in a group called the What If Uppers. We all do what ifing, right? But so many people have the habit of, oh, what if this doesn't work out for me? Or what if I make a fool of myself? Or what if? And we do the positive what if. So if I see, if a person gives me their desire or their goal, instead of giving them any advice, I will do, well, what if it all works out for you? Or what if you meet the perfect person that's going to tell you exactly what you need? What if this book just pops out to you? So you can, instead of giving advice, you can, what if positive possibilities to the person? And you're not, they're just, listening and they don't have to take those or not. Right. And so there's no resistance to it. There's resistance to advice often.
I like that. Okay, anyone else?
I would just like to piggyback off of what Judy said. If they're gonna ask you advice, to make sure you're very transparent with advice.
I like that.
Yeah, and I think like we all want to help, and I know I want to fix things. Like definitely, that's something I always want to do. And as a leader, I'm often in charge of a lot of things and fixing things. So one thing I've tried to do instead is just ask a person, how can I help you right now? Which gives them the autonomy to say, I don't need anything, or you can help in this one particular way. And it also gives me something because I really want to help, but I take that away from me and just offer it.
Yeah. That's a good way to do it. And then I think, Gina, you were going to add to that.
I may be making it too simplistic, but I think about like meeting someone where they are and how do you do that? My thought is you don't have a choice. That's where they are. Okay. So it's not really up for discussion. And I mean that is a positive thing in that sometimes where somebody is, they could upset me or offend me or whatever. They probably didn't even mean to do it, but that's where they are, or they said something or they acted a certain way. And to me, I just try to put it in context of that's where that person is right now at this moment. And that's how I'm meeting them. And I'm going to take that into account before I interact back.
Right.
Wow, that is awesome. That is awesome. I love all the answers. I like that, Miss Gina. We really have no choice. We really have no choice because we got to meet people where they are. So might as well make the best of it. Ladies, what make you happy?
Well, I have kind of a list that has to work all together to equal the one happy. And so my four things are hearing from the kids, my biological kids, that you're the best mom a kid could have, The second thing is hearing from my husband when he notices that I'm trying to balance my time with work, with the family, and with and also with Beehive. So first the kids, feeling like they are all loved and they're getting the attention that they need. My husband also getting attention and feeling like I'm doing my part, with the family. And my next thing is like my dancers, just unsolicitedly showing their gratefulness or their appreciation for what we do in our program. Because sometimes we're so always practicing, doing this, doing that, and you may not really get if the girls are really taking anything away from your program. So when they just pop up and send you a message and say, they're thankful for whatever we've done that week, that's what motivates me to keep going, just to see that dancer go from this timid, shy person to they're like the life of the party. They're interacting with their peers, and they're not like alone, like by themselves. So that is my joy with the girls and their involvement in our program. And lastly, just seeing my staff. Shout out to my executive director, Portia Graham, my coaches, Kalicia Howard, Tiffany Persall, Nia Jones, Mr. Ronnie Fields. Also, Miss Janae White, she's the founder of Girls to Divas, but they are the women and young men that's behind me with pushing the program. So just them believing in the things I'm telling them that we're going to do. Sometimes we don't have the actual direction, but they know like Sheena has a plan, and 9 times out of 10, we're going to get to what we're trying to get to. So just having all 4 of those areas work together, that's my happy spot.
All right. Well, ladies, that's good, Sheena. What make y'all happy? Unmute. What make you happy? Go ahead, Miss Judy.
Okay. Well, to me, I've learned that happiness is an inside job and that we can choose happiness. And the benefit of choosing happiness is that I can feel happy no matter what's going on around me, which is a good benefit in this last past year. And outside things, we've been more conditioned to thinking we need something to happen outside to make us happy. And those things that outside that make me happy are especially my grandsons. I have 3 grandsons and a great grandson, and I get a weekly play date with my great grandson, and that just brings me great joy. And my family, happy times with family. Now that we're into springtime here in Tallahassee, Florida, I'm just happy to be outside and see the azaleas and dogwoods and everything. It makes me happy. Anything in nature makes me happy. Being with friends, dancing. I love to dance, which I haven't done except in my own house by myself, which I haven't done since COVID. But yeah, my favorite is Zydeco and Carolina Shag, my 2 favorite dances. I love those so much. And having adventures. Of course, I love having adventures. And I love working with the teens and then working with people in my mentoring. I love it when I see people get something, they get an aha that's going to change their life. That just brings me great happiness, joy.
Yeah. What make you happy?
This is Doris. Excuse me. What makes me happy is my family, especially my grandchildren. I love spending time with my grandchildren. I love working in the community, serving. That really makes me happy. And spending a lot of time with my family, that's what makes me happy.
I love it. Miss Gina, Miss Kat, what makes you happy?
What makes me happy is I thought of 3 words that started with F: family, friends, and food.
That makes me happy too.
My happiest moment on my favorite moment of each day is at the end of the day, getting in bed and spooning or snuggling, whatever anybody calls it, up to my husband. And it's just such a personal, peaceful feeling.
I love it. Wow, I love that. Miss Kat.
I'll add another F to Gina's list, which is a good fiction book. Brings me so much happiness. But yes, to echo the other women, my husband and my daughter, and seeing people thrive. I think Judy said something about an aha moment, and Sheena said something about her girls and dancing and getting it. But I think it brings me great happiness to see people thrive.
Yeah, you all read what Angus Holden wrote in there. It's real good. Cindy Baroness Hunter said, "What goal has eluded you? What goal has eluded you?" Miss Cat, you want to start?
What goal has eluded me? Well, I think one of my biggest strengths is my biggest weakness in that I'm always thinking ahead. I can plan for and think of and execute things way in advance. But that also keeps me from living in the moment, that always thinking ahead. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind as a goal that's eluded me is really appreciating, I think, what Judy shared, the azaleas and the dogwoods and the immediate beauty and happiness that we can cultivate. I think I'm not quite there yet with being able to cultivate that. So I'm working on it.
Oh, I love it. What goal has eluded you all? What goal has went past you? What goals you missed?
I'll share mine. I always wanted to be a woman bodybuilder, and that's probably not going to work out at this point in my career. But it really was a passion. So it's eluded me.
It's Gina, because I used to love body as a young girl. But yeah, I thought I would probably do some of that before, but that's all out the window by now.
Well, we got a lot of fighters on here. We're gonna have to make this work. Ms. Doris?
I'm gonna say my second book. I'm behind. I need to get on the ball.
I need to get on the ball with my first book. My sister would kill me. So, y'all push me. Get that book out, Judy. Get that book out. Go ahead, Ms. Judy.
The first thing that popped in my mind is being a helicopter pilot. That's eluded me so far, and I'm 77, and so it could be impossible during this lifetime. But I've known since I walked on fire and didn't burn my feet, I know there's nothing that's impossible. That's why I did that. So my dream would be to be a helicopter pilot in Hawaii and not only do rescues but give tours and things like that. I would love that. And the other would be to be a really good dancer and singer. That may elude me too, huh? I'm a good dancer, but singer.
Well, you really on this dancing, Barbara. We're gonna have to get a dance class for real, because Miss Judy is really on that.
Yeah, or put her on Dancing with the Stars. Yeah,
I know, right?
Well, I'm kind of curious from people. We've had some women that have worked with women empowerment for a long, long time. I'm kind of curious how you all feel we're doing as a community in terms of, the empowerment of women and how it's changed over time. What kind of changes have you seen? Are we going in a good direction? So let's start with Gina. You want to start with that? Because I know this is something you've worked on a long time.
I mean, I think that our community continues to evolve to try to remove areas of, gender bias or sexism, but I still think, there's economic inequalities, and not that it's just our community. I think in general, I'm not just picking on Tallahassee or Leon County. I think that we could have a better focus and support and elements within our community that support women and respect women's role in caregiving, and also have more opportunities to have a full career and be a mother. And we all know, I'm sure, on this broadcast that we could sure use more, which I wish we didn't, but we could sure use more places for individuals for women or men and children, for homeless shelters and more domestic violence support and shelters. I think all of those things could be things that are, as a community, we continue to work on and strive to not have the need for, or put things in place to make sure that we all have non-biases and economic security.
Wow. Wow. Anyone else?
Yeah. Go ahead, Kat. Do you have something to add to that too?
I just celebrate everything you said, Gina. But one of the things that comes to mind that's been great for me, as far as like, how are we doing and are we getting any better? More ways that women come together. As much as we can come together, especially different women from different perspectives, all the things you're doing, Barbara, and Sister Girls Network for me, thank you, Dr. Judy, has been such a gift. I've met women I never would have met before. Yeah. And I'll just share 2 stories. The very first Sister Girl Network, I picked up somebody's name in a basket and I was supposed to call that person. And I did. And we had lunch and we're friends. And then over Christmas with Sister Girls, I volunteered to give somebody a gift, somebody I didn't know, and somebody I didn't know was going to send me a gift. And I got a gift from Doris. I got these beautiful note cards. I mean, boxes of note cards. Every time I write one now, I think of Doris. So the experiences of women coming together more and more and more. We need to do more of that, I think, to get to where Gina's at with the, equality and economic self-sufficiency pieces.
Well, neat. So I want Doris to say that. So what about you, Doris?
Miss Doris?
I'm a little emotional right now from what Kat said, because it just make my heart just to hear her to say that what those cards did to her. Because I actually got something from a sister girl. I journal, and I got a journal and a pen. So it really, really, really touched my heart. And so I really forgot what the question was, because Kat is kind of like,
yeah, no, that's perfect. I was just kind of asking, like, how do we view ourselves as a city and movement for women? Like, what's how are we doing and what can we do better?
I think we just continue to have meetings like Sister Girl. We should look past the women's flaws and when they come down to their path, we just need to be there for them, and whatever we can come up with to continue to connect and network with each other.
Right.
While they were sharing, while Kat was sharing, I received this. Can you all see this cup?
Nice.
Isn't this nice?
Yes.
I love this cup. It is so dear to me. Gina sent this to me, and it said, "You're the sister I got to choose." That's what this cup said. You're the sister I got to choose. And it means so much to me. I love it. And it sits right in front of me on my desk. And I look at it all the time. And one thing for me, Barbara, I think if we can, one of the things that the women need, all of that, what Barbara said, we got a lot of work to do, but we'll come a long ways. Angus stated, going forward into the future for him, tolerance and understanding of other people and cultures would be an essential prerequisite for successful individuals. And I believe that what we're doing, celebrating each other, we never know how much a celebration will save somebody's life, or just a hello, just to go stand near someone. We never know how much that would do to someone. And so all of you ladies have strengthened me. And when I'm having moments, I pick up things like this because I have those moments where I just want to pull out. Some of y'all may have them. I have them. Just want to pull this hair out, you know. Not sometimes you get frustrated with some of the things that go on for other people or in the city. People who don't understand and they're trying to fight other people and manipulate. All that bothers me. But when I have stuff like this, and I can come back and review these videos, man, that get me going, Barbara. Gina and Judy and Doris and Sheena and Kat and all of the listening audience. This is what make things happy. Tamika Hartley said, Sheena, that you got to get an adult dance class. And sometimes just moving, just being together with no expectation from each other, just to be in an environment with other women, just having a good time celebrating, make the world feel better for that moment. Do y'all agree for that? It's for that moment. It makes the world feel better. You know, we may be a life support to somebody. Who knows?
Yes.
We might be an oxygen to someone. And so that's why we're celebrating all y'all, because you all have done that. You all have done that. You all have been life support. You all have been oxygen. You all have been blood. You all have been water. Even the cat, even the listening. When I heard about Cat and the listening water, that intrigued me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because now we get to go and listen to people. And sometimes that'll save somebody's life. That'll save somebody's life. So, oh man, it's 12:35. So you all have done magnificently. But what I want you to do, what I want everyone to do, I want you to take about a minute. I want you. We've had some good discussion on here from our audience. Thank you all so very much for your audience. For your comments. Thank you for tuning in. I really wish you would go ahead and tag and share. Deborah Lord said, I seek to help. I don't try and fix anyone. My role is to support and guide. Her role is to support and guide. Bennett McBride, it's not up for discussion. People are where they are. So it ain't no discussion. We can't make people leave from where they are. We join them and be life support to them. You all have said some magnificent things. I want you to take 1 minute. I want you to take 1 minute on this side. And I want you to celebrate our audience. I want you to take 1 minute. 1 minute. I want you to celebrate the audience. I want to ask everybody this. No one will be able to, we might not be able to get in it, but I want you to, for your own self, I want you to ask yourself this: what is my why in life? What is your adrenaline? What keep you going in good times and hard times? What keep you going? What motivates you? But I want you to take a minute, sister girls on here, and I want you to encourage the audience. I want you to give them, you have 1 minute to encourage the audience. Go.
Well, Dr. Judy, I'd like to say that, we must encourage one another. If you notice something that a person is doing, like they're walking in their purpose, and we know that that's what they love and that's where they get their joy from, then we need to acknowledge that and tell them, even if it's just a quick message or a text or a phone call, to say, hey, I really like what you're doing. You encourage me this way and that way. And, that may be their why as to the thing that keeps them going. And I have a few young ladies that reach out to me and does things like that. And I'm like, and these are people like I went to college with, and like, we don't talk every day. We're not close friends, but it's just the fact that they notice things that I'm doing that I probably don't know that what they're doing, and them walking in their purpose and keeping them motivated in doing what they're doing.
Thank you, Sheena. Jump in, ladies.
I think that life is just so precious, and that I'll go back, and it's just such a gift. And so I'm falling back on carpe diem, seize the day, take every day to seize the day. And one of the things that I go by, and it's maybe sounds kind of simple, but I say I can only do me. And I think that way about everyone, and would also recommend that concept to others, in that be happy with you, be happy with having life and enjoying it and embracing it, and be happy with others being just doing them and being who they are. It's a wonderful world.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so very much. Next.
I'll go building on Gina's. Yeah, my why is my spiritual growth and expanding my consciousness and remembering who I truly am. And I would say we are spiritual beings in human bodies. So be gentle and kind with your human self and call upon your spiritual self, which is always inside you. The energy of God, the energy of source is always inside you. And the best way to get in touch with that is to follow your heart. Follow your heart, do what you love, and know that that's not being selfish. You can be the best you for your children, for your family, for your clients, for strangers, when you're being your authentic self, following your heart and doing what you love.
I love it. Thank you. Ms. Doris?
I would like to encourage the audience to say, just be encouraged, be blessed, know that we all have flaws and we have a past, and you can decide what kind of day that you want to have. Absolutely. And my why, I just have to go back to when I went through bitterness and forgiveness. That why took me to my purpose. And so I go on the why, and it made me realize what my purpose is.
Great. Miss Cat.
Well, I'd encourage the audience, something my mom always said to me, which is that when you think something nice about somebody, don't keep it to yourself. Say it. Tell them. Share it. So I think about that all the time in trying to share all the good thoughts I have about somebody, from a stranger to a dear friend, is spreading that kindness.
Ms. Barbara, what would you say?
Well, I love what Kat just said, and I see her living that and doing that. So she always makes me feel good by doing that. But I guess I would like to encourage the audience about building towards your strengths, and then know the things that you're weaker on. That's where you have your community, and building a community and a sort of like a team of people around you. It lets you focus on your strengths, but then work with others with the things that might be a little bit harder for you. And I'm just a big believer in community, in the power of community. So you don't have to do it alone.
I love that. Y'all, this has been an absolutely great show. Absolutely great show. You all are fantastic women, and to celebrate you and to have other people to meet you and to hear who you are, to hear what you have to say, just to get to learn about you. And I know that some minds are inquisitive. They want to know more about you. They want to, and they're going to find you. Y'all can find, I believe, the majority of these ladies on Facebook. Priscilla has scrolled their information across. You do not have to do life alone. You do not have to do life alone. We are sister girls, and we are here together. Again, to the Facebook audience, the radio audience, this YouTube, thank you all for tuning in. But also to this amazing, all of these amazing women who we are celebrating today. Miss Gina, Miss Doris, Miss Kat, Miss Sheena, I'm sorry, Miss Sheena, and Miss Judy. Thank you all so very much for being women worthy of celebration. You all are. You all are a gift to this city. You're a gift to your families. I know it. You're a gift to your surrounding. You're a gift to the people you serve. And you have been a pleasuring gift to the Real Talk with Judy show today. We say look for your certificate or celebration. We thank you. We know that Miss Pam tried with everything in her to get on. So one day I'm just going to bring her into the studio, and we will not have any problem with the internet. And to a great host, I want to thank you, Miss Barbara Westcott, once again for being the great host that you are and bringing out just the pleasure and the goodness of all of these amazing women and myself. And I want to say you all can join me tonight for a very powerful Bible study. My husband's going to be teaching tonight. That man can teach that Bible. He's absolutely fantastic. Manifesting Our Faith, Part 2 is what he's going to teach tonight. And you can join me again Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Tonight we're on Zoom. Sunday morning we're on Facebook, YouTube, and our website. So ladies, thank you. Barbara, we have Wednesday Women tomorrow.
That's right.
At 1 p.m. Do you want to say something about that?
Thank you so much for allowing me to do so. So Colette Washington is going to be joining us. But, heart disease is the leading cause of death for women. And she, her business is all about teaching people heart-saving measures. So she's going to be talking about that. But I would say for women, this is an important one to listen to. You never know whose life might be saved by just having more information.
That is awesome. And so we'll see you all tomorrow on Wednesday, Women Wednesday. And we'll see you back next Tuesday on the Real Talk with Judy live radio show right here on Hallelujah 95.3 FM. Listen, this station, Hallelujah 95.3 FM, has been nominated as a small business, small media with the Stellar Awards. The Stellar Awards is a big award. And I'm going to put it on my Facebook page on Real Talk with Judy. And if you all would, please take a moment and vote for Hallelujah 95.3 FM. We want to bring that award home to this station, where my producer is the one and only. The producer of this station is the one and only Darius D. All right. Thank you all so very much, ladies. There it is right there. Y'all go vote. So, sisters, I see all us in the future, and we're doing so much better because we're doing it together. Y'all have a good evening.
Real talk
Thank
with
you.
Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with